Hello everyone, welcome back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Wrath of the Druids with me, Longclaw Valerian Steel, where we always deliver. Well, this will probably be the last mission for me. It should see me complete this expansion DLC. In the aftermath of the war that King Flann has been fighting, he's gathered his kings of Ireland to discuss the matter of the remaining druids left in the country. With Abbot Eogan out of the picture, the Children of Danu have lost their leader, and Ivor is rounding up the remaining members and putting them to his axe. There is of course the question of the remaining druids, a peaceful and ancient people who originally inhabited this country, and these are Kiara's people at that. The key fact to consider here is that the druids are pagan and King Flann is a Christian. The kings advise that he should offer a choice to the remaining druids: reform to Christianity or face exile. Flann considers this, Kiara is appalled, even Sigfrid is in agreement, and finally he turns to Ivor for his opinion. It doesn't matter what you say here, the outcome is the same, but I chose to play for time. Flann gives the order to begin the Reformation. The druids must abandon their ways and adopt a Christian faith or be banished. Well, to say the least, Kiara is fuming and strides from the hall. You can check out my channel for the rest of the content. All the videos go onto TikTok and YouTube as well, and there's all of the original story arcs from Assassin's Creed and lots of other video game content as well. Let's get into this and see how this plays out.
A step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be outdoors, forever free, you and me.
Well, it's down to Ivor to follow Kiara back to her house and see if he can talk some reason into her before she does something that could cause some serious problems. Kiara is in no mood for talking. She tells you to get out. You see, Kiara is heavily wrapped up in the druids' future. She doesn't want to see her people put to the sword, and she doesn't want to see them banished and exiled either. Ivor's trying to be diplomatic and pull her back to Flann so that they can discuss it, but she reaches for a blue flask on her desk, and unfortunately she throws it on the floor and Ivor hits the deck. Oh, Kiara, what are you doing? Ivor wakes up to the sound of Flann calling his name. Must have been some kind of potion that puts you to sleep. He explains that Kiara's taken off and she's angry, and before they have a chance to get into a proper conversation about it, the whole building starts to shake. It's almost like an earthquake. They run outside and you can see that Kiara has taken matters into her own hand. The ancient stone that the druids worship, someone has awoken it. You need to head off towards the stone in Tara. Kiara will greet you there. She is in no mood for talking. She's taking matters into her own hands. She is called to arms her ancient histories and using magic that, let's be honest, we didn't know she had. She accuses Flann of wanting to get rid of her people, wanting to diminish them, and she bewitches King Flann's soldiers and sets them on the pair of you. There's nothing left to do except fight. This is a very cool scene, and I like the way this story arc is playing out. It's been a fantastic DLC and I've really enjoyed it, and I'm super excited about the next DLC, The Siege of Paris. If this is the way that Ubisoft plan to develop this game, I am so happy about it. So you're going to go to war against these bewitched soldiers. It's kind of a shame because these are the people you've been fighting alongside. These are King Flann's soldiers, but there's nothing left to do except take them out. They don't provide too much of a challenge. It's an excellent opportunity for Ivor to show his skills. Run around the circle, taking them out one by one, using your favourite abilities as you go. And eventually, you'll thin them out enough and then get a cutscene where you and Flan can regroup. You see, Kiara has her reasons for doing this, I suppose. At the end of the day, she represents the Druids. She wanted to help King Flan because she thought that there was an opportunity for her to see her people taken care of, and to see him shepherd her people into society and away from some of the prejudice that the other kings of Ireland present. At the end of the day, the Druids were the original inhabitants of Ireland and most of Britain. It seems that Kiara has no plans to lay down at this stage, and she even bewitches King Flan. I wondered whether there'd be an opportunity for Ivor to face off against Flan, because he seems like a formidable warrior. He must be a good fighter, because after all, he is the High King and has managed to rule over all of the other kings of Ireland. And now's your chance. As all great battles in this game, your boss fights, they're linked in some way, and you can figure out the patterning based on previous boss fights. Anyone with a long sword kind of fights in the same way. You need to watch out for their attacks, but let's be honest, this is not about a serious boss fight, and Ivor can easily put Flan down. Try to avoid his heavy strokes, because he will do a fair amount of damage, but there's plenty of rations around the fight area if you do need to stock up. Just try and take him down to his knees as quickly as possible. I don't think this is about killing Flan. It's more about just wounding him enough so that he stops trying to kill you. The real nemesis here, or emissary, is going to be Kiara. And this is also a bit of a shame. The last thing I want to do is end up having to kill Kiara. I kind of like her. Of course, Ivor's had a relationship with her while he's been here in Ireland, and it would be a shame for him to have to put her down. But it seems like she's got ideas of her own. It's kind of, she's outing herself as almost like the chosen druid, someone who can... This is a powerful and ancient stone, and only one person has the power to wield it and control it, and it seems that one person has been masking as the king's poetess. Kiara actually has power that none of the other druids have, so she is a dangerous enemy, and the last thing you want is to have her running wild, causing all sorts of problems. She could become a new leader. So I think the way that Ivor has to make a choice at this stage as to whether or not she's going to survive this. Have a think about how it comes down to how you feel about Kiara, because once you get into the boss fight with her, I mean, she does bring back some of the other soldiers, and pay attention here as you're taking them on. Most of the time as you run towards them, they disappear, but she can kind of teleport, and as you get to the last one, she kind of starts teleporting, and she'll be right in front of you, and she is dangerous and she can seriously damage you, but try to stay out of the way and anticipate her moves and where she's going to jump, and as with all of the boss fights, just try and bring her down with as much fury and fast. I am a big fan of the fast attacks. I kind of mix them with using the abilities and throwing my axes, and of course my famous stomp. Once you take Kiara down to low enough health, you'll get another cutscene and you'll have the opportunity to talk to her. And now it comes the difficult decision. Do you sentence her to death as a way of ridding the world and King Flan of the Druids forever, or do you give her the opportunity to destroy the stone, therefore casting the stone is the dangerous factor here, and if she takes out the stone, then she will not be a danger. That is kind of a weak argument, but it comes down to how you feel about Kiara. Do you want to put her to your sword or to your axe, or do you want to let her live? And for me, certainly, I did not want to kill her, so I allowed Ava to give her the choice to destroy the stone. it doesn't really affect the way that the story plays out in terms of, there are no more missions after this. However, you will have killed Kiara, and it comes down to how you feel about her. If you want to continue to interact with her after you've completed the main story arcs, then do not kill her here. If you're done with her and you've got what you need from her, you want to return to Randy in Raventhorpe, and you're not planning on coming back to Ireland, and you don't care about interacting with Kiara, then now's your opportunity to put her down. As I say, it doesn't actually make a big difference to the story arc. One way or another, the stone will be destroyed, either by killing her or by her destroying the stone. Interesting storyline, and I really, as I say, appreciate this DLC. I'm a big fan of historical games, and this is fantastic. And as I say, there's a new DLC coming out, hopefully sometime in August. Sometime in the next 4 weeks, the Siege of Paris, which I'm very excited about. And I want to see more expansion packs coming for this game, because I do not want to put it to bed. I really enjoy this game. It's my favourite Assassin's Creed installment. So I'm really hopeful that we're going to see a big future for it. So having chosen that Kiara can do damage to the stone and destroy the stone, I've allowed her to live. And once she does her business on the stone, Flan will become all of her witchcraft will disappear, and Flan will return, and you can interact with him. So there you go. This has been a fantastic journey. I've got all of the content on my channel, all of the 12 installments for the Druids DLC, and all of the story arcs for the main game, and I'll bring you all of the content on with the next DLC as well. I'm continuing to work through the final sort of side missions in the game, and I'll bring anything of interest. I've still got a few of the Children of Danu targets to take out, some of the lower ones that I didn't interact with through the story missions. There aren't that many. I'm going to go and finish those off, and I'll continue to work on my trade business and collect all of the outfits and gear that comes with that. And let me know what you think about this and the finale, and how you chose to play out the game in the comments below. Remember that there is all sorts of other content on my channel as well. You can see all of the Red Dead Online new Blood Money DLC content on my channel this week, and I'll be bringing all of the GTA content, which comes with the new tuners update as of Tuesday, as well as continuing my Resident Evil experiences too. So there you go. See you later. Take care, stay safe, and remember, I'll be back in another video very soon. Take care now.
I wanna tell you about the strongest grief that I've been gripped by. There's no relief for losing a person without being able to say goodbye. He was an old man that I cared about, who fought but eventually had to fade out. The last time we talked, it was an argument, and now he's sleeping in the firmament. I wish I could turn back time or wave goodbye. One last kiss, one last glimpse of seeing him alive. Take me back to 2008, when happiness with you was just having an ace of spades. And suddenly, in that sunny day, I realized that even happiness fades. Years going by, and your memories start dismembering. Don't know why, when you lose someone, it gets so hard to remember them. This multifaceted, unpredictable nature of existence makes a person lose consistency.